As fate would have it, Greg McMacken is back at UH. In the 7 years he's been gone, McMacken's walked the sidelines at Texas Tech and made a coaching stop with the San Francisco 49ers. But McMacken feels most at home with the Warriors. Tonight, Liz Chun goes under the helmet with the man who Coach June Jones originally hired to lead Hawaii's defense.
There we go, rally, rally! It's just great to get a second opportunity to come here because I didn't want to leave in the first place. So now we can just have fun and win games.
Fun times and winning games. That's what Greg McMacken remembers of his first time with the Warriors.
We've been playing good and tough.
Then again, in 1999, he was a part of the biggest turnaround in NCAA history. Hawaii went from 0-12 to 9-4 in June Jones' first year as head coach.
Why it was so special is that they had lost so much before, and that we opened up and lost to USC very bad. And they kept improving and kept fighting, and then all of a sudden decided they could win, and it was just fun to see such a team turn around and win 9 games and beat Oregon State, who had beaten USC that year in the bowl game, and just to see the looks on their faces and what they could do.
That was McMacken's first year as defensive coordinator for Hawaii. And in 38 years of coaching, that season is still his favorite. That's why he came back. And just like before, McMacken has got the attention of Hawaii's defense.
If you stayed outside of him, you would have been fine. You had him. But you let him get inside of you and you didn't know where the ball was, right? Okay, you'll get it right next time. You don't have to yell at somebody to teach them. If you yell at them too many times, they're not going to listen to you. So, you know, I think you have to put your arm around them and whatever it takes to teach that person. If you have to get on them, then you have to get on them. But most guys, you know, learn by dealing with them and teaching them.
Some of the Warriors aren't used to McMacken's quiet demeanor.
With him, you got to make sure you get in there in the huddle when you're not in and make sure you know the play calling, because he's not a loud guy at all.
But they find his coaching style very effective. When McMacken does raise his voice, most of the time he's shouting something positive.
Have fun now, guys. We're making plays. That's good. Good work, good work. Yeah, nice play. Nice job. Hey, you and I are even now, K-Hal.
McMacken takes his role as a teacher seriously. He even has signature teaching tools.
I know how to do this.
To ensure a fast learning curve for his players, McMacken decided to get rid of the traditional chalkboard and try a more modern approach at meetings.
That keeps them awake.
The 58-year-old takes a lot of pride in his PowerPoint presentation. McMacken figured the best way to reach a generation interested in video games is to relate to them at their level. All of his defensive schemes come with fast-moving screens and sound effects.
And we put the game plan together this way too, and show them what we're going to use, and it's I get a lot of help on this.
The computer work also comes with paperwork. Each Warrior has a 2-inch thick playbook.
So the coaches are using this to teach, and the players can follow along and make notes in their book. So every defense and every coverage and every blitz, we teach them both ways.
McMacken's attention to detail goes beyond the X's and O's. He really makes it a point to get to know his players. This spring, McMacken met with the entire defense, one at a time. That's when the Warriors learned he's a man who's compassionate as much as he is competitive.
Nobody wants to disappoint him. You know, everybody has a lot of respect for him, and you know, he doesn't have to yell too much, you know, to get us, you know, pumped and to get us going. So
he cares a lot about your personal welfare, not just you're not just a player to him. You're more like a son, a friend, and someone you can lean on.
Football and friendship go hand in hand for McMacken. He and Jones have known each other for 3 decades, and McMacken still keeps in touch with a former Warrior from the 1999 team. While he's no longer his coach, he's still a friend.
You have players come and talk to you. When Jeff Ulbrich was here, he was wondering about pro football, and he was just starting to, you know, he was going to get into a marriage, and he and his wife now came and talked to me, and then I coached him in San Francisco, so he and I have been close, and Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, you know, I mean, guys that you go and the lights come on and you do competitive things with, you really become close with. So some of my best friends are my former players.
McMakin has many fond memories in Hawaii. Who knows, if he was never offered a big raise at Texas Tech, he might have stayed. But then again, his return makes it feel like he never left. For the June Jones Show, I'm Liz Chun.
General Douglas MacArthur once said, "The best luck of all is the luck you make for yourself." Now, you can say what you want about how things went down, but Kelly's kick, Brennan's poise, and Lewis's game-saving deflection, plays like those could go a long way in defining this season. While Lady Luck may have lent the Warriors her hand, they definitely helped themselves, keeping their composure on the road and executing when it mattered most. Hopefully, the close call serves as a wake-up call, a call they need to answer, because everyone brings their A game against a nationally ranked foe, and the Warriors want to control their own destiny. Heck, with a little luck, who knows what can happen. Our thanks go out to Coach Jones and Coach McMakin. For Liz Chun, I'm Stevie Uehara. We'll see you again next week.